here yet again. Or I guess the first time. So this is the first time you've seen my gaming setup, and I haven't cleaned it up whatsoever. Yay! And also, you might notice it's strange that I have two VCRs stacked on top of each other. But, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to get this one to work, so it's just, I don't know. I don't know where else to put it. So, my NES. It's a freaking cool NES. I love the NES, dude. I have such a big library for it. I think I have, like, almost more games than I have for my... As many games I have for my Nintendo Switch. But... I love this console, man. I don't know where the other control... Oh, it's right here. I love this console, man. I really do. I collect for it. I don't even know if I want any more games for it. I've already have all the games I need. Super Mario Bros. 1, Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. 1, Super Mario Bros. 3, Legend of Zelda, Battletoads, Castlevania, Kung Fu. It's got all these games. But these are really good games, so... don't think I need any more. Retro games are really expensive, so I don't really need any more. I just feel like I need, you know, the ones that I have. Here's my beat-up Super Nintendo. There we go. It's a beat-up old thing. This is actually my first Super Nintendo. And I don't know why I'm holding it like that, but whatever. I don't really care about this thing that much. I mean, I do. I play some... I love this console, actually. I actually love this console, too. Though my favorite retro console is a handheld. I don't know where mine went, though, so... It's up here, I guess. This turned into a house tour. Or an old house tour. See? I'm moving out of this house. There we go. Here's my favorite retro console. The story behind this one is... I'm getting off track here, but I guess this is just a setup tour now. I was going to originally do a video about how I got this Sony Trinitron, but I guess I'm doing a setup tour about my setup. Computer setup in another video. I love the look of this compact. I just love this. I love the look of this computer monitor too. But yeah, this VGA, this Game Boy Advance. I love this thing. Let's see what game I have in it right now. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Super Mario World. I love that game. That's probably my favorite 2D platformer. I almost cried at the end of the story. Fun fact, the first time I beat the version of this exact game, Super Mario World, I mean, I guess you can technically refer to the different versions of the game as different games, but I don't know. I like to refer to them as different games. Whoops. Inbox. And the manual, I think. But yeah, fun fact about this game, I beat this on a bus in summer camp, and I was so hyped for this. I didn't even think I was, like, I feel like I told myself in my head, bro, if I don't beat this game by the time I get back on the field trip on summer camp, I'm gonna flip out. And then I finally beat it on the ride back to the trip of summer camp. You know, right on the bus back of the field trip. But yeah, I was so hyped for this game. I love this game. I always will. The fun fact about the Game Boy Advance, the thing is, I felt bad because I sold my mom's Game Boy Advance for a really rip-off price at a game store. It was at Game World. If you haven't heard of Game World in a while, like if you watch like Metal Jesus Rocks about Game World, essentially the store that they went to originally, that closed down, and then now they're just left with these horrible stores that I only think when I want to go to Game World, oh, I'm just going to get some cheap accessory. That's all I'm going to get on Game World. And that's all you really get at Game World. It's just a cheap accessory. That's what they're good for, in my opinion, nowadays. They're not good for their video game selection. If you think they have, like, a good selection, well, if you want, like, Xbox or PS2 games, then they're good for that. But, like, if they're good, you don't have the good Wii games. You don't have the good Game Boy Advance games. I mean, they have some, but, like, I mean, they don't have the main selection. If you're looking to collect something different, then I guess Game World is a good option. But there's 2 locations now. There's one in Spokane Valley and one in Spokane. But, you know, I sold it there, and they gave me a crappy price of $60. And I also sold with it my Wii, my favorite, my childhood Wii. I sold with it. I sold my favorite game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I sold that. That was my childhood game, my favorite childhood game, one I'm most nostalgic for. And I also sold all the accessories to it. It was all working. All of it worked. The Game Boy Advance worked. It also had a game in it. I think it was a Final Fantasy game. But I sold all of that, and they only gave me $60. And they were originally going to give me a lower price than that, I think. But that sucks. And that was in the era that was also back then in 2020 when retro gaming is still a thing. It was still a thing back then. Still a big thing. And I just felt bad for my mom for selling her Game Boy Advance. She didn't really care, but I felt bad anyway. And so I bought her this one. And she didn't really care about it, so I just use it, you know. So yeah, this is... Yeah. But then, I also watch VHS tapes. So I just finished watching this a while ago, or like a few days ago. That's pretty good. My favorite movie is Back to the Future, though, I think. I love both of these movies. I love every single old movie. Like, comment below if you think modern movies are better than older movies, because, dude, and comment below if you think otherwise, because I feel like older movies are way better than modern movies. I freaking hate modern movies. And here's a this one that doesn't work for some reason. That's not my original copy. Of course, I told you I sold that. I have a Model 1 Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog. Works all good. Did I just turn... Is that plugged in? It's not plugged in. Oh yeah, I unplugged everything. Yeah. You have 2 games for Sega Genesis. I have that one in Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition. My old, weirdo guy. Sorry. Some old weirdo guy bought me that, even though I already have a copy on Super Nintendo. And I think the Super Nintendo is a better copy. In my opinion, I like the Super Nintendo version better. In my opinion, I like the music in Super Nintendo, weirdly, on the Super Nintendo one. But, I guess the music is really good on Sega Genesis, too. I haven't played that one much. I only play the Super Nintendo one because I have 2 controllers. It is annoying trying to, press the start button on that one, stuff like that. I have 2 controllers, but I have the other one over here. Next to my Super Nintendo controllers that I use. I just use up that beat up Super Nintendo. Xbox 360 headset. I have all these VHS movies. More. This one, I just recorded some gameplay or something, stupid stuff. I'll archive that on YouTube someday, but, yep. Of this video, the Sony Trinitron. Now, this is a good find. I don't know how I found this for such a good deal. $25, my guy. $25. Why did I say... Never mind. But $25. Boy, this is a good deal. So I went to my local Valley Village, which is probably the best thrift store ever, in my opinion. If you're already in Washington, if you live in Washington and you're into retro gaming and all these, if you're a CRT enthusiast like me, definitely get yourself a CRT at Valley Village. They have the best deals for those things. Valley Village is way better than Goodwill. They have better stuff and they're cheaper. That's where I bought this VCR. Too bad this didn't work though. This VCR works and this works. I bought this at a different thrift store, but that's another story. I don't really like that thrift store anyway. I bought this one, which I broke. Bought this, which I broke even more, and I had to repair it, and it barely works now. So yay! And I found a better deal. I found the same price for the exact same model later on. And my mom decided, hey, you can hide this somewhere in the store. So I hid it somewhere in the store. I bet it's not still there because somebody already found it probably under like exercise stuff or something. But it worked. The other one worked. This one just doesn't. I don't know how I found the exact same model in the exact same thrift store, but whatever. It wasn't even the same. It wasn't the same day, but still. I love the NES. I don't know. I just keep saying stuff. I don't know. Right? ADHD or something. But I just have all this random stuff here. So yeah, the story on the Sony Trintron, I bought it at the thrift store at Valley Village. So the interesting thing is, as I was at the store, I looked behind the area, like where all the stuff gets dropped off, and I saw I literally did a double take. I was like, what? And then I saw the Sony Trintron. And I literally did a double take as I looked back there at the place where they dropped off all the stuff, like where you're not supposed to go. And I literally did a double take. And I think I did it 3 times too. So I go like 1, 2, 3. And I saw it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I called my mom for this TV. And I was freaking desperate for this thing. I was freaking desperate. It came with the original remote too, taped to the front of it. Too bad it didn't have the cover. But, oh my gosh, like this was a heck of a good deal. And they knew it was rare too. They knew. But they put on the price, the most expensive price they could, or what are they allowed to. And it was $25. But we got it. It was my mom's childhood TV too, I assume. And we bring it in. It was the best thing ever. I literally had to wait. When I was waiting for my mom, I was literally like, I was hiding the thing. I was freaking hiding the thing. I was like over here, and I was like behind the TV. I was like in front of the TV, so hopefully no one will look. Somebody stacked a freaking Bluetooth stereo on top of it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the guy looks mad too, like he was gonna break the thing. He was mad at the Bluetooth stereo, so I was freaking terrified, and I was just looking at it like, dude, is this guy gonna break the TV? And I don't know. It was a terrifying thing. But luckily, he took the stereo and left, and the TV was just fine. I don't think it got any scratches or anything serious on the TV. I mean, it got some scratches on front, but I don't think that was from that. But, yeah, I was hiding the TV. I was putting Santa Claus in front of it. So there's this Santa Claus thing that sung a song. So I put that in front of it. And I had to, I don't know. I was freaking hiding the thing as if it were some valuable item that costs a lot of money, is worth a lot. And lots of people know about it. So, yeah, that's essentially what the situation was. But still, yeah, essentially what it is. So, yeah, catch you guys in another video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I don't know why I have this mess here. I mean, I know why.